much for the introduction. But before I get started, I just want to clarify. I wasn't abused or tortured as well when I was a kid. So everything was cool. I was really happy. Yeah. My name is Yuche. I was born and raised here in Taiwan. And for what I do as a living, I design, produce, and brand skateboard products. I want to thank Yuki, and I can't really see where Yuki is now with the light, Oh, right there. I want to thank you and the School of DIS for giving me the chance to be able to speak here today. Thank you so much. Every year on your special day, your birthday, people sing happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to everyone here, happy birthday to you. Now, what do you do next? Well, usually you get to close your eyes and you make a wish or two or three at most. Now, why don't we do it? Each of us, let's make 3 wishes. And then you can close your eyes if you want to. I'm not going to close my eyes. All right, I'm going to give us about 10 seconds before we continue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. Okay. Now, imagine, unlike most of the wishes you have made before, actually this time, all 3 wishes would actually come true. So, what did that bring you? Would you be able to live happy ever after? Like Snow White and some of the other famous Disney characters we all know? Think about it, most likely the answer is no. If you're super into cars, like some of my friends, did you wish for a Ferrari? Well, then you got your Ferrari, but actually that's where the problem starts. All of a sudden you gotta figure out how you're gonna clean the car, how you're gonna maintain it. You would be worried about, cars get scratches. You'll worry about, well, you drive the car by, somewhere down the road, and then there were a lot of girls, but they actually didn't look at your car, So having a super cars like racing car like Ferrari actually didn't end your problems. Actually, it gives you more, problems. Your second wish, did you wish to get married with your current boyfriend, girlfriend, or your high school sweetheart? Well, you got to be very, very careful. That's a very dangerous wish, and you got to be very careful with what you wish for. I'm going to use myself as an example. When I was 20, I was about 150 pounds. Now, if you look at the booklet, and then if you indeed took the time to do that, you'll realize the picture of me there is very different from this right now. Right now, I'm getting very close to 200 pounds. Well, I like to believe that and like to think that I still look okay, and or pretty good on some sunny days and not so good on some rainy days, but the reason why I'm bringing this up is that, in 10, 15 years, it's actually really, the time is long enough for life to throw a curveball at you. Can be something as simple and easy as my weight increase, or actually, it can change your personality and your values. And then when you and your boyfriend, your girlfriend, when you have different values and you have a lot of, personality clashes, that's when you guys will have some serious problems. And like the most famous and then my personal role model, Warren Buffett, often said, it's only when the tide goes out do we discover who's been swimming naked. So you do want to make sure that you wait until the tide goes out before you make any commitments. Okay, next, did you wish for $1 million? Let's say you did win the lottery and then you got your $1 million. Now what next? Would you be able to live a carefree, happy life, forever? Probably not, because number one, you got to figure out how you could spend your money wisely. And then you also have to figure out how you're not going to draw any unwanted attention. Because as we all know, having no money is really bad and could kill you. But having too much money can make someone to kill you. All right, the last one. So there are a lot of high school students here. And then you probably think about, well, after high school, I wanna, what should I do? Usually you go to college. Okay, let's say you wish to get admitted into schools like Harvard, MIT, Princeton, some of these really, really good prestigious schools. Well, the thing is, if you need to make a wish to get in, without having very strong and an excellent academic records, you are in trouble. Most likely you'll get kicked out, and those issues will happen. All right. So what I'm trying to say here, and then based on personal experience, that your life won't be like a pop song, a 5-minute pop song that only has one single motif, a sad motif or heart-wrenching motif, a happy one. No, most likely instead it's gonna be like a 15-minute, 20-minute long violin concerto, with lots of highs and lows, emotion, tension, and finally reliefs in places you least expected. So, what does that mean? Well, when I was really, really young, I used to think that if I could just make wishes, and then my wishes would come true, just like what we did now, then all my life's problems would just disappear completely, and I'll be super happy, and then nothing will ever bother me again. When I was in high school, I thought, well, if I just study really, really hard, and then I got admitted to a, let's say a pretty good school, and then after that, I will be able to get a good job. I'll be able to, get paid really well, probably 6 figures, 7 figures, and then got married, have kids and all that, and then everything would be cool. Well, and then when I started my business, I was saying to myself, well, if I could just reach my sales targets every quarter, every year, and then I will be able to repay the bank loan, and again, then my company, the business will be on solid ground, and everything will be cool, and then everything will be nice, and then the picture will be super, nice and happy again. Well, it wasn't until much longer I got very, very frustrated because I did reach my targets. I did achieve my goals. I was able to complete pretty much whatever targets I wanted to reach. And then I did make some wishes along the way, and then luckily my wish did come true as well. For example, I was able to marry my lovely wife. She's here today. But you know what? None of these actually make my life's problems go away completely. And then I just got very, very frustrated. But very soon it dawned on me that life's problems, my problems, and your problems are just like cancer cells. What do you do with cancer cells? Well, if you know someone who is so unfortunately has been diagnosed with cancer, chemotherapy, different kind of medications and experimental drugs. Well, you can try to take out and you can kill as many cells as possible, but they just don't go away. They will never be able to, get killed completely, no matter what. So what you need to do is you need to accept the fact that, they will just be there. Their persistent existence is just gonna be there, and you won't be able to change it. And also, you have to learn to be really happy with yourself, even if you have cancer, or let's say no matter how harsh your life condition is, or no matter how serious your problem is, you just have to accept them and then try to be happy. So, how do I do it, and how to do it? Well, number one, it's quite simple and straightforward, and I already said it. Try to accept the fact that your problems will never go away completely. Well, here in Taiwan, it's quite common that parents worry about their kids, from the day, or even before they were born. Is it gonna be a boy or girl? Is it gonna be all 10 fingers and 10 toes? Is it what school they're gonna go to? Will they be able to get a good job? And after that, will they be able to get married? And after that, it's like, well, they start worrying about the grandkids at all, and very soon, it's like it never ends. So you just have to accept that, no matter what you do and no matter how hard you try, these problems just never go away completely. Instead, they stay with you like cancer cells. Number two, don't do anything harmful to yourself and to people around you. As an example, in a romantic relationship, it's very important for you to learn how to love someone. But for me, I think it's probably equally important, if not more important, to learn how not to hurt someone. Every day you open the newspapers, you turn on TVs, we all seem like divorced couples, or stab each other, or do something bad. And for me, that's a perfect example. Even if they don't know how to love each other anymore, but at least they should understand and they know what they should not do and to hurt each other. Another example, food safety is a serious problem here in Taiwan. So before any restaurants or food processing companies, before they figure out, well, this is how I'm gonna do, this is how I'm gonna add to make a mouth-watering dish or products. First of all, they really need to understand, it's absolutely illegal and unethical to use any harmful additives. What does that mean to you, especially if you're a high school student here? Well, you want to do really well in school? Number one, don't cheat. Well, if you want to do very good in business, what should you do? Well, probably you don't know what you should do first, but I do know what you should not do. Don't cheat on your taxes. So before you want to figure out what you should do, no matter where you are, whether you're in school or you already have your business now, or you work for a company, you have a very successful career, figure out and understand and be fully aware what you should not do, especially anything that's harmful to yourself and to people around you, especially the people you love. Number 3, keep an open-minded attitude. Do not be blinded by nationality, political views, or anything that can, misguide your judgments. What comes to your mind if someone comes up to you, let's say right now, and then talk to you with a very strong, let's say, Indian, Filipino, Korean, Chinese accent? Do you jump to any, split-second judgments right away, like Campbell mentioned? What comes to your mind when I say Japan, Paris, Milan? Do you think of fashion? Do you think of Louis Vuitton? Do you think of Chanel? All these wonderful luxury products and champagne and wine. But actually, have you ever been to the slums in these countries? Have you ever been able to witness absolute poverty firsthand in these countries? What comes to your mind when I say Kim Jong-un, North Korea? Well, he isn't a comedian, by the way. Or Rwanda, or let's say Venezuela. Do you think of the image pops out in your mind? Is it a poor country, third world living conditions? But have you actually got a chance to talk to people from these countries and ask them how they actually feel about and thought about their motherlands before you jump to any conclusions, decisions? What comes to your mind when I say Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, and so? No matter how much our politicians here in Taiwan have been telling us over the years, well, we want to make Taiwan a true international country. But actually, all our national policies are doing the opposite. Taiwan is actually one of the least friendly countries here in Asia to any foreigners and foreign investments. Number 4, do not believe what you are told, and do not think that you are always right without listening, questioning, debating before you jump to any decisions. And make sure that you always ask why and why not. As an example, why not should Hillary Clinton be the next president of the United States? Why and why not? Let's just give Donald Trump a chance and let him run the White House for the next 4 years. Why not and why? There's really no right or wrong here. I'm not expressing any personal views at all. But it's very important for you to question and listen to others and debate, engage in a healthy debate with others before you make any decisions. So if there's only one thing I hope you can take away from my talk today, it's this. Be at peace with who you are and where you are now. Don't blame yourself, your parents, your school, or anything or anyone for your problems, for anything that troubles you now. Be at peace. It's very important for you to be at peace with who you are, whatever you have now, before you can figure out where you want to go. Whether you are very popular in school or not, whether you have a lot of friends or not, or whether you have put on quite a lot of weight like me, in 10, 15 years, that does not determine what you are. That does not determine where you can go. So be at peace with who you are. And then, again, question, listen, debate before you make any decisions. And always ask why and why not. And above all, after you do all these, nothing is going to go anywhere without you take real actions. So after you ask why and why not, and then you have make your decisions, make sure that you take real action. This very simple method, question and action, has changed the world and people's lives many, many times before us. And then I believe you will be able to do it too. Thank you very much.